ensuring that you are able to get the relevant information that you need as a registered nurse. I'm a registered nurse, and I'm here to just guide you on how you can become an international nurse, or a nurse who can be able to work globally in so many countries, because nursing is a profession whereby you can be able to work anywhere in the world, and therefore I'm just here to give you a guide on what you can do so that you can be able to work in other countries and also to be recognized and accredited internationally. For you to be able to be recognized and accredited internationally, and this is to work in most parts of the world, to include Australia, Canada, United States, and many other countries, you need to do an exam that you call the NCLEX Rn examination. So welcome to this program. I work for Kalimo NCLEX Review, and I'm here to just help you be able to understand what you need to do, and also if you need more information you can be able to join the program with Kalimo NCLEX Review, because they are able to guide you throughout the steps that you need. First of all, for this program, I'm going to look at the foreign educated nurses rather than the nurses who work or who have studied in this part of the countries like Canada. So we are going to look at the foreign educated nurses that you want to work in a foreign country where maybe you're not registered in, and you're not licensed to work in. As a foreign educated nurse, you can start your journey to becoming an internationally accredited registered nurse, and it is a very big step for you to practice internationally and also to grow your career. Our program offers diverse information to ensure that you grow your career to greater heights, and to also make sure that your dream is a reality. Let all of us embrace the fact that nursing is global, and task ourselves to achieve the main goal of becoming globally recognized and accredited. So you're going to look at the requirements that you require, and first of all you need to be a registered nurse in the country where you are. So if you're a nurse in for example Philippines, you have to be a registered nurse in that country. If you're a nurse in India, you need to be registered in India. If you're a nurse in African countries, you need to be registered in the African countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and all that. So that is the first requirement. The second one is that your license has to be valid in the respective country, and also you must be having a clear background check indicating that you have not committed any crime in your country. You must also be having a valid passport in your respective country, and you must be having a minimum or level of nursing education as the diploma level. So if you're a nurse who maybe is an enrolled nurse, then you might be required to go back to school and get a diploma so that you can be able to fit in. To determine your eligibility, and that is your eligibility to be able now to take the NCLEX exam, and your eligibility to practice in other parts of the world, for example the USA, also Australia, and many other parts of the world. For a foreign educated nurse, there are some documents that you need to obtain licensure, and you have to be having a proof of citizenship or lawful alien status. You must be having a work visa. You cannot go to work in another country when you don't have a work visa. You also require a visa screen certificate that you're also going to order in the CGFNS account, and also you must be having Commission on Graduates of Foreign Nursing School certificate. They must have looked at your documents and they know that you can be able, or you meet the requirements in that specific country that you want to go and work in. You also must be having a criminal background check done so that they ensure you're not a criminal in your own country and you're going there to maybe commit crimes. You must be having official transcripts of the educational credentials sent directly to the credentializing agency or the Board of Nursing from your home country School of Nursing. So This is the verification of documents. They have to be sent directly from your nursing school, from your Board of Nursing to the CGFNS of the Commission on Graduates of Foreign Nursing Schools, and also to you from the School of Nursing to there or to the Board of Nursing that you have chosen. The account is opened for free, so opening this account is free for each order, and you'll be required to pay 485 USD when you order your first order. And this order is credential evaluation service for your documents. It is going to cost you around 485 US dollar. Then validation of a comparable nursing education is that provided in the US nursing programs, and this may include theoretical instruction and clinical practice in a variety of nursing areas, including but not limited to medical nursing, surgical nursing, pediatric nursing, maternity or newborn nursing, community and public health nursing, and also mental health nursing. Validation of safe professional nursing practice in the home country, and you also require a copy of the nursing license or diploma or both. You also will be required to have a proof of proficiency in the English language. Also you need some photographs. You also require your passports. You also require a social security number, of which you might get it when you get there, and this one is depends on the state that you want to move in. And also you need to have an application fee. In the Board of Nursing, we said that this report is going to be sent to the Board of Nursing, and also you're going to receive your report. So you'll be required to open an account with the Board of Nursing of your choice in the USA or any other country that you wish to work in, for example Canada, Australia, and all the other countries. You also have to adhere to all the requirements of the board, and you need also to understand their rules and regulations. For example, with some Board of Nursing like the Texas Board of Nursing, you're required to do an exam just to prove that you understand their rules, you understand what you're supposed to do as a nurse in that country, and also to ensure that you understand the malpractice that can make you be taken to the court of law. So they need you to take this exam so that they can be sure that you've understood the rules, the regulation, and everything. Each board has its own set standards, and you need to adhere to be able to license with them. So each of the board, it has its own set standard, and you need to adhere so that you'll be able to be licensed with them. So if you don't adhere to the standards of the board, then you might not be able to be licensed with them. The Board of Nursing differ in terms of activation fee. For example, you'll be required to pay a total of 75 US dollars for Texas Board of Nursing, and also the other boards of nursing, they have different fees for your activation of the account. Then from there, you'll be required to open a Pearson VUE account, and this one will be sensitized by the Board of Nursing. This account is important in application of the authority to test, and you're going to pay a total of 200 US dollars as the exam fee, and you're also going to pay 150 US dollars for the exam center. Once you're eligible to test, you'll receive an authorization to test form, and you cannot make an appointment until you receive the ATT form. So you might not be able to make an appointment before you receive your authorization to test. Note the validity dates of the ATT form and schedule a testing date and time before the expiration date of the ATT form. So the authorization to test form, it usually expires, and therefore you need to note the dates of the expiry and ensure that you book your exam before the expiry of your authorization to test. The authorization to test form contains important information, including your test authorization number, candidate identification number, and also the validity dates. You need to take your ATT form to the testing center on the day of your examination, and you will not be admitted to the examination center without your ATT and identification document. And even if the the testing center is in your own country, remember this is an international testing center, so the only identification document that you require to take with you is your passport. It doesn't matter whether the center is just there outside where you stay. The only identification document that is required for you to take with you, it is your passport and not your national identity card. So what happens in the testing center? The testing center is usually designed to ensure complete security of the testing process. And when you say that it ensures complete security, it means that it might be having even the CCTV cameras, so that you have a lot of security when you're there. And also, I think also they must ensure that you don't cheat in this examination. A strict candidate identification requirement must be established, and you'll be asked to read the rules related to the testing, and a digital fingerprint or a palm vein print will be taken of you. A digital signature and photographs will also be taken at the testing center, and this testing center will be charged a total of $150 US. So even if you have to get out of the testing center, maybe you want to go to the washroom, then the re-identification will be done again, and also you'll be checked. This identity confirmations will accompany the NCLEX exam results, and if you leave the testing room for any reason, you'll be required to perform these identity confirmations procedures again to be readmitted to the room. If you have any personal belongings, they are not allowed to the testing room. All electronic devices must be placed in a sealable bag provided by the test administrator, and they are kept in a locker. Any evidence of tampering with the bag could result in it to report the incident or test cancellation. A locker and a locker key will be provided for you so that your belongings are safe. But if you tamper with them during the exam period, then it might lead to test cancellation. The testing center will not assume responsibility for your personal belongings, and therefore you have to carry what's the only thing that you need. The testing waiting areas are generally small, and friends and family members who accompany you are not permitted to wait in the testing center while you take the examination. So they can wait for you outside, maybe somewhere in a hotel, but not in the testing center. Once you have completed the admission process, the test administrator will escort you to the assigned video and audio recordings are also going to be taken of all the test sessions. So you'll be recorded, audios are also going to be made, just in case you say that maybe the exam was not well done for you, then they can always review it. They can go back to the videos and the audios and the so that they can ensure whether your accusations are true. The testing center has no control over the sounds made by the typing on the computer by others. If their sounds are distracting, raise your hand to summon the test. You're not allowed to talk, you just raise your hand, and then the administrator will come to you, and earplugs are available on request. So if you request for an earplugs, then they are there on request. You must follow the directions given by the testing center staff and must remain seated during the test except when authorized to leave. If you think that you have a problem with the computer, need a clean notebook, need to take a break, or need the test administrator for any reason, you must raise your hand. You're also encouraged to access the NCSBN candidate website to obtain additional information about the physical environment of the testing center and to view a virtual tour of the exam center. How about the testing time? So we are here in the exam center. How much testing time do we have? We have a maximum testing time of 5 hours. All breaks are optional. You can choose to take a break or not to choose to take a break. I would say you just take a break, you take a deep breath, you freshen up, and then you come back. That is my advice. You have 5 hours for the whole for these tests. The first optional break will be offered after 2 hours of the testing, and it is not going to come earlier than 2 hours of the testing. Actually, the break is going to be given by the computer, and therefore you have to take the break when the computer allows you to take the break. The second break is also optional, and it is offered. Remember that all breaks count against testing time. So you have 5 hours, so you can take a 5 minutes break or a 10 minutes break, and then come back and continue with the exam. If you take a break, you must leave the testing room, and when you return, you will be required to perform identity confirmation procedures to be readmitted. Just like I said, you will need to be identified again, you need to be checked again, and then you will be readmitted. 50 questions. So that is the length of the examination. It is 5 hours. You will be required to take a minimum of 85 questions. And when you say the minimum of 85 questions, is that you can take 85 questions, and the exam and the computer shuts down, and then your 85 questions are ready to gauge you. So you can get a fail or a pass with the 85 questions. So it is not a guarantee that when your computer shuts at 85, then you got a pass. So it depends on how well you answered the question. So you need to prepare very well. So the pyramid of success, preparing to take the NCLEX examination, can produce a great deal of anxiety. I know most of the people have taken this exam even 15 times and they have not yet passed the exam. You may be thinking that this exam is the most important test that you'll ever take or have to take, and that it reflects the culmination of everything you have worked so hard for. Which is true. It is a pinnacle, and it is the exam that is going down to allow you to work as a registered nurse in most of the developed countries, and therefore it might produce a lot of anxiety. This is an important examination because receiving your nursing license means that you can begin your career as a registered nurse. Actually, you cannot work in those other countries if you have not passed your NCLEX exam. So the same way, for those people maybe who are studying in Australia, Canada, and also United States of America, they have to take this exam for them to be registered by the Board of Nursing in those countries, just like you take an exam, the board exam in your country. So that is exactly what an NCLEX exam is. And also, if you need, for example, you are a Nigerian nurse and you need to go work in Ghana, you also have to be registered with the Board of Nursing in Ghana, and they have to give you an exam for them to be sure that you are a registered nurse who can work in their country. So it is a very important exam for nurses. Your success on this exam involves freeing yourself of all the thoughts that allow these examinations to appear overwhelming and intimidating, and such thoughts can take a complete control over your destiny. A strong positive attitude, a structured plan for preparation, and maintaining control in your pathway to success ensures reaching the peak of the pyramid of success. What do you need to do? You need to stick to your goal and let your dreams be yours alone. You need to focus. So you must have a very strong positive attitude. You must have a structured study plan, and also you must be having control over yourself. So when you're preparing for this exam, there are things that you need to forego. If you're a party person, you need to forego some parties so that you can take time to study. If you're having a wedding, you are planning maybe for your wedding, you need to first do the wedding and then come and prepare for the exam, because it is time consuming and it will require you to be committed to it. You have to maintain a strong positive attitude. You must be thinking about short-term and long-term realistic goals in your planning for this. You also must develop a plan for preparation, and also you must maintain control. You have to write short-term and long-term realistic goals in a journal so that you can be able to plan well. Then for the plan for preparation, develop a study plan and a schedule. You might not be able to do this without a study plan and a schedule. You have to decide on the place to study. If you have to study at home, then you have to ensure that there is no noise at home. You can also go to the library near you. You can go to a school near you. You can choose your office in your workplace. Balancing personal and work obligation with the study schedule. So you have to forego some party time. You have to forego some other things that you might be doing so that you can dedicate your time to study. Sharing the study schedule and personal needs with others, and remember you have to share this with people who you have the same goals, so that you at least you can assist each other, maybe with group discussions and other things that regards the preparation for this exam. You also have to implement the study plan. You just don't make a study plan. If you plan to study 2 hours per day, just ensure that you're studying the 2 hours per day. And for how long are you supposed to do the study? You might be required to even take a leave from work so that you can concentrate, mostly when you're very close to taking your exam. We have positive pampering. Planning time for exercise and fun activities is also important. So you really have to plan very well, establishing healthy eating habits, and also including activities in the schedule that provide stimulation. Writing down the date and time of the examination and posting it next to your name with the letters RN following with the word yes. So if your name is Lucy, you just write there Lucy RN and yes, I'm going to make it, so that it will be a motivation for you every day, and it will help you to keep going so that you can achieve your goal. Planning a test drive to the testing center. If you're going to go with your car, it is good maybe you get someone to drive you, so that at least you have time to relax. You can even take a taxi, or so that at least you have time to relax. If you're going maybe by air, because most of the Pearson View exam centers, probably some of them are not in your country, then you need to plan your flight earlier, so that you maybe have a day to relax in a hotel where you're going to take the test, and then you take the test maybe the next day. So just give yourself time to relax before you take the exam. Engaging in relaxing activities on the day before the examination. Just ensure that you relax. At least by the time you're going to the exam room, you have a relaxed mind. On the day of the examination, kindly breathe in, inhale deeply, hold your breath to count of 4, and then you exhale slowly. Breathing, inhale, hold your breath to a count of 4, and then you exhale slowly. This one is very important in relaxing your mind. And even if maybe you're having other things that are disturbing you and distracting you, you can always try to take a deep breath. You hold the breath for 4 minutes, and then you exhale slowly, and you'll find that you relax a bit. You also have to believe you have a positive thoughts today, and keep those thoughts focused on your achievement. So believe in yourself, focus on what you need to achieve, and you're going to achieve it. Have control. You are the one in command of your mind and your body, so have yourself in control. Believe that this is your day, and it is the day that you're becoming a registered nurse in the country of choice. For example, this is United States registered nurse, a Canadian registered nurse, an Australian registered nurse. Visualize this with your name. You're going to make it. Groom yourself for success. Groom yourself well. Take a nutritious breakfast. Maintain a confident and a positive attitude. Maintain control. Breathe and focus. And meeting the challenges of the days, you have to ensure that you stay focused, so that you can meet those challenges with a lot of strength. Reach